So you all probably have heard about Girishbhai, that he is the speaker here, the scholar here who has visited our center to conduct PaRYuShaN. I would like to give a short introduction for all the young minds here. He has been teaching Pathshala and adult Pathshala in Svaadhyaay for over 30 years in the Los Angeles Jain Center, which is a huge center. They have over 1,000 members in the center and almost 350 plus students in their Pathshala, 50 teachers in their Pathshala, and most of the Pathshala teachers graduate from his class, his adult Pathshala class, Svaadhyaay class, and then teach in the Pathshala for the kids. So we have someone like Girishbhai who has been visiting our center for many years. Some of you may not have been even born when he started coming to the center. We have gained a lot from Girishbhai and Sushila auntie. I would like to, I'm happy that he is here to answer your questions. And you have been waiting to ask your questions. We have some questions ahead of time that students have already asked him and provided to him. So we can start with those, and then we can go on to questions, any new questions that people may have. So, yeah, I'll give the mic to them so they can ask their question.
Mangalacharan.
So we'll start with Mangalacharan. We take the name of Arihant Bhagwan and Gurus before we start anything. So we'll start with that.
Omkaram bindu sanyuktam nityam dhyayanti yogina kamadam mokshadam chaiva omkaraya namo namah mokshamargasya netaram betaram karma bhobhuta gnataram vishwa tattvanam vande tadagunalabdhaye agnanatimirandhanam gnananjana shalakayam chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Mangalamaya Mangalakarana Vitaraga Vignan Namo Tahi Jate Bhaye Arihantadi Mahan Adimam Prithivinath Madimam Nishparigram Adimam Tirthanatham Cha Rushabhaswaminamam Stama Kamute Dharnendre Cha Sochitam Karma Kurvati Prabhustulya Manovrutti Parshunatha Shristu Srimate Viranathaya Sanathaya Adbhuta Shriya Mahananda Saroraja Maralaya Rate Namah Krutaparade Pijane Krupamantartarayo Ishadbhaspardrayor Bhadram Shri Virajina Netrayo Namo Durvara Ragadi Vairivara Nivarini Arhate Yoginathaya Mahavirayatayane Pannagecha Surendrecha Kaushike Padasansrushi Nirvishesha Manaskaya Shri Veera Swamine Namah Sarvarishta Pranashaya Sarvabhishtar Sadayine Sarvalabdhi Nidhanaya Shri Gautama Swamine Namah Jai Jain. First of all, I'm very happy that you're all interested in yourself. What is yourself? What you see in the mirror in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, is that you? Is that you? The name that is given to you, is that you? So who are you? What do you mean by soul? What's that?
Your inner voice. Your inner voice.
Your inner voice. Do you ever listen to that? No? And you have come to listen to me. Is it fair? Do you hear what your inner voice is telling you?
We are so busy with external voices.
You're so busy with the external voices that you are unable to listen to your inner voice. So what's the solution? Shut out all the outside voices. Then you can listen to your inner voice. Have you listened to the waterfall? The water when you are sitting on the shore of a river, you hear the river flowing. But supposing if there is a big procession going on, with all kinds of drums and flutes and whatever instrument they are playing, would you be able to listen to that water voice, the flow of the water? You won't be able to listen to that. When the procession passes, then you will be able to listen to the flow of the water. Correct? So that way, you have to shut all your out. What are the outside voices that you have? Mobile phone? All the time? Television? Most of the time? Chatter? Huh?
Video games. Games.
Video games.
Video game. I thought that was past. That's maybe in your time.
Microsoft Xbox and all those new. You play that? No.
These days they don't play video game. Huh? So what do you play? What do you have all the outside voices that you hear? Can you name some? Chatter. You talk on the telephone, you talk on your mobile, you chat on the mobile. That's what you hear. When you are engrossed in that, if your mama or papa calls you, you don't listen to them, do you? No? So what does it prove? Your experience. that when you are listen something with intent, attention, you will not hear other things. Even if your mummy is calling you, Papa is calling you, you won't listen to them. Then they have to raise their voices. Correct? They raise their voices gradually. And then you listen to. So that when you say that you are not what you see in the mirror, you are not what you have been given a name, so you are something different. You are something other than that. And that you say that's the inner voice. Correct? Inner voice. Do you like that voice? When you hear that? I like conversation.
I don't think that if given time to listen to inner voice, very few might even have the feeling of the inner voice.
Yes.
We may call our, like a gut feeling an inner voice, but is that truly an inner voice? No, because that's coming based on the noise.
Whatever experiences that you have over the period of time, that forms the basis of your inner voice. So sometimes you don't have a true inner voice. So when they are moving their chairs, it is hard to listen to the inner voice. Correct? Correct? When you come to the temple and there are a lot of talks going on, there are chatter going on, then you want to pray. So when you are praying, you can't even hear what you're praying. Why? Why not? Because, pardon?
Because of a lot of noise around.
Correct? So what you have to do? Tell them to be quiet, right? And if they don't be quiet, what happens? Huh? You can't pray.
Yeah.
See? So in order for you to pray, you need to have silence. Correct? So if you have silence in your life, you will be able to hear to your inner voice. Correct? Good. I understand that you have some questions. I asked you a few questions. You replied very correctly. So I commend your teachers and you both that you have learned good amount of knowledge that you acquired. And I am proud of you. So let's see about the questions that you have. Because I understand that we have a very limited time, correct?
So,
12:30.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean by exact time.
Yeah, we can postpone the lunch. We can postpone the lunch. Don't worry about the time. This is a lot of participation. The interest. I mean, just be open. Please continue. Yeah.
So I want to hear your questions. People will have questions if they have thought about something. They won't have any questions if they don't think. Correct? Okay. Now I think they have settled down. So we can hear your question now. I have some written questions here.
So we have a question from Akshay. You want to start with your first question? They gave their questions ahead of time.
So, in my day-to-day life, why I need to learn sutras? How can they help me in practical life? Yeah.
Okay, rather than sutra, I need to know if somebody asks me what is the meaning of being a Jain, how are Jains different from others? There are so many such questions that will make me better understand my religion. Correct?
Yeah.
That's the question?
Yeah.
You know what is sutra?
No.
No? Then how can you question that? You need to know what is sutra. Sutra, the word comes from shruta, means to hear. To hear. So when Bhagavan was giving deshana in the Samavarasaran, that part you understand, correct? So for 1,000 years, it was only verbal. So that became Shrut, means Sutra. Then it was written down. But first of all, so whatever Bhagavan has given us, we need to know. Because He has given us a way of life. A way of life that you live in such a way that you also attain what He has attained. Correct? Okay. So it gives you the mode of way of life. They are still doing the...
Just sit on the floor.
There's a floor over there.
Please settle down quickly so we can continue. Yeah. Understand.
Okay. Settle down. Sutra gives you the right way of life, how we live. It is not just to memorize, you have to live according to the sutra. So, our life is full of, 18 papasthanak, right? So all during the day, we are in that 18 papasthanak. In order to get out of that mode and live a life which will lead us to liberation, so we need to learn that sutra. See, your question is, rather than sutra, I need to know if somebody asks me what is the meaning of being a Jain. The meaning of being a Jain is to conquer our inner self. If you don't understand what our inner self is, how can we conquer it? If you don't know what is bothering or what is making our inner self in such a way that we go around the universe without liberation. So it gives you the path of liberation. So there is a Jain path of purification that you get from sutra. So that is the importance of sutra. What is it? The Jain path of purification. Purification of what? Our own self. Correct? So first of all we understand that. And then we go. So we follow the sutra in such a way that we make ourselves a true Jain. So sutra gives you the guidance. Sutra gives you the guidelines. That's why we need to learn sutra. Not just memorize. You have to understand what it says and then follow it. Correct? Okay. Well, Bijo.
Aditya's question. This is turned off. Anushka,
Just speak louder.
how can there be no beginning of life?
Okay. You tell me that how can something begin? There has to be something, correct? There has to be something. Even today's science, you learn science, right? What do they say? That there was a one cell, and then it became 2 cells, and then it became 4 cells, and then it gradually, right?
Yeah.
So where does that one cell come from? Where does that one cell come from? Anybody can answer that? So there has to exist something. Do you understand? There need to exist something from which.
So in like science, we learned that the temperature and the composition of the earth
Right.
became so perfect that one cell was able to form
Yeah.
after, like, obviously the Big Bang and the earth.
Yeah.
The composition.
Right. Okay. Right. But what is the material that made that cell?
All cells come from like the nutrients from the earth or whatever.
Okay. So you accept that there was earth. Where did it come from?
The Big Bang.
Big Bang. Now they say that that theory is no longer valid. Yeah. Now they say that the Big Bang theory is no longer valid. That's a science, new discovery of science. That's a new discovery of science. Do you know science is always based on hypothesis? Hypothesis is imagination. Correct? So they imagine this thing. Now, where does that imagination come from?
It comes from like data and analysis.
What data? Where does the data come from? Huh?
You hypothesize the data and then you look for.
So you hypothesize, right? So somebody's brain was working so overtime, and they discovered in their brain, right? So where did their brain come from? Huh? So what's wrong with assuming that there was already some life? Do you get my point? Huh? So,
Could you repeat?
yeah. When we assume, so science is based on hypothesis. Hypothesis means you assume something, you imagine something. Correct? Correct? Am I correct in?
Like hypothesis isn't just based on like a wild imagination. It's not just based on like wild imagination. Like obviously there has to be some like causation.
Right? Correct. So where did that come, that thing which comes from that imagination evolved?
Like from where is it?
Huh? How do you imagine thing when there is no existence?
I mean, you don't imagine it. You
No?
think about what you see, but like what I mean, it is based on like there has to be some evidence from now that you can use to like validate your point. Like,
Right? Correct. So when you say that there was some data from which you have derived this theory, correct? So where did that data come from?
The Earth?
Where did the earth come from?
The Earth came from
Sun. Came from sun. Where did the sun come from? You go back, where did the sun come from? Then you say, well, the universe, Big Bang. Where did the Big Bang come from? Where did the atmosphere come from? So you have to believe that, yes, it was in existence. If there is a name given to something, that thing has to exist. Logic? So it was given the name. Soul is the name given to something, so that has to exist. And if it exists, then we have to believe in it.
I mean, not all things that have a name, like that could just be like people could just be saying stuff like
No, but what I'm saying is that if something exists, it has to have a name. Or I would say this way, if there is a name, then that thing has to exist. So the name was given Atma, soul. So that has to exist. Correct? And there is no beginning. If there is a beginning, then where that thing come from? You have to have a basic material from which it evolves or it comes from. Correct? So it has to exist. Something has to exist. So why not assume that soul also exists or existed? Got it? Some logic? Make sense? Okay. Now think about it. You just go back. Where did it come from? You go back. As far as you can imagine, go back. And then you'll see that no, it has to be beginningless. The whole universe has to be beginningless. It cannot begin. If it has to be, yes, it changes form. Correct. Water can become steam. At the same time, water can also become ice. Right? So when you see ice didn't exist on its own. It came from water. Correct? So water has to be the original substance. So that water came from where? It was there already. That proves that there is no beginning of universe.
Is it just beginning from our perspective? Like, can we not comprehend the beginning, or is there nobody that can comprehend?
I tell you, have you heard of the name Carl Sagan? No? He was a scientist, physicist, Carl Sagan. He used to teach in Cornell University. Carl Sagan. He wrote a book on cosmos, the whole universe, in which he says that the only philosophy which is based on science or scientific is Jain Darshan. So he has studied all the other philosophies and he found that Jain Darshan or Jain philosophy is the only philosophy in the world which has a scientific basis. Because science says that nothing is not the answer to all these things. There is something which is the answer. Now that something has been from time immemorial. Nobody, so that's called beginningless. Right? Now think about it. And read the Carl Sagan book. Okay? Cosmos. There was a series on the television called Cosmos. You can see that also.
There's one question from Dhruv now. Next question.
Which daily Jain ritual from Samayik, Pratikaman, Chaityavandan, Guruvandan, Ashtaprakari Puja is most significant?
What is your goal in life? So, very good, I like that. Definition of Bhagwan is?
Somebody who has reached eternal somebody who has liberated themselves from the cycle of life and death.
Correct. How do you do that? What do you have to do for that?
Good deeds.
Okay, that's good deeds will give you punya.
Moksha. You have to get moksha or keval gyan.
Okay, moksha and keval. What is moksha and keval gyan?
Huh?
What is moksha and keval gyan?
Keval gyan means like if you get keval gyan, you'll like know everything, and moksha is like when you get to siddha shila.
Right? Okay. You mentioned Samayik, Pratikraman, Chaityavandan, Guru Vandan, Ashtaprakari Puja, correct? And there are several rituals.
Yeah.
These are all rituals, but there is a meaning behind the ritual. If you know the meaning behind the ritual, then you can achieve whatever goal that you have in your life. The main goal is that we should not have attachment and aversion, rag and dvesh. Our Tirthankar Paramatma, first they become vitrag, correct? Then there is Keval Gnan. Just imagine yourself that you haven't been vitrag, which means you have still attachment and aversion, and you become Keval Gnani. That means you know everything, correct? So if your friend is thinking about you, you will know what he's thinking, correct? And if you are not free of attachment and aversion, what will happen if he's thinking something bad about you? You feel angry, right? So once you feel angry, you disqualify yourself for being Bhagwan. In order to be qualified to be Bhagwan, you need to get rid of your attachment and aversion. Correct?
Yeah.
That's why. So all these things is ritual. Whatever ritual will make you that, that's your thing that you should do.
Okay.
The basic thing is Samayik. Samayik, when you do, you are promising the Guru and the Bhagavan that I will be equanimous You heard the word? Equanimity. That means you will have no attachment towards anybody and no aversion towards anybody. Because you want to become Bhagwan. So that is what you will attain if you do Samayana. Then if you have time, you can do Pratikraman, Chaityavandan, Guru Vandan. They are all important. But they are all leading. They all will lead towards this equanimity. When you go home, check the dictionary and see the word equanimity and see what it says. That's your goal. And that's your homework. Okay?
Next question is from his mom. Is Ami here? We as humans always long for things, circumstances that we don't have. But after we get those or attain those, in short time we lose the importance or the excitement of it. So how can we change this attitude of
It's very simple. It's very simple. You give a child a toy, no matter how costly or how expensive the toy is, he's going to play with that, he or she is going to play with that for some time. And then he loses interest. Then he wants some more. This will happen when you get something which is not related to your soul. Anything which is related to your own five senses, you have a limitation. Do you love films? You love. How many films, how many times a film you will be able to see at one go?
3.
3 maximum. That's it.
That's
That's it. But when you have something which is important to your inner self, then there is no limit. Because you know why? Soul has infinite virya, means energy. There is no limit to that. So if you use that in your five senses, then there is a limitation. But if you use that for your own inner self, there is no limitation. So that is the solution. That go for something which is going to satisfy your inner self. And then you will have no problem and you will not be out of energy. It will be abundant energy for you to follow that, to pursue that, and to do that, and to enjoy that.
I think you have
Nirav.
the next- Kunal's questions.
Nirav,
Do you want to go through these or?
Pachi?
Kunal.
Kunal has asked me
Kunal.
to give my auto.
Kunal.
Do you have a preference on those questions?
Kunal has given like 9 questions, so he's asking.
I'll tell you, I read the questions. What he's asking is asking my autobiography. So when I write that, I'll give it to you. First copy will be yours.
Then if I can ask one question
Okay.
about Karta Bhav. Can you explain more about Karta Bhav and how we can eliminate that?
Kartava. Okay. I'll give you one very, very simple example. I have given this example many times, and I have also given it here, maybe several times, I don't even remember. how many times you have seen making yogurt? It's a famous example. Huh? How many times? Yes, every day almost. Every day almost. Right? Now what you say that I have made this yogurt. Correct? 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 Huh? Kunal? Correct? You say every day that I made this yogurt. Okay, so that means what I understood from that statement is that you have a capacity and the not only the capacity, but you know how to make yogurt. Correct? All right. So I will give you water. And give me yogurt.
I have to use my own milk at home.
Huh?
I have to use my own ingredients.
I want yogurt, so I'm going to supply you my ingredient because I have heard that Chaya makes a very good yogurt. So I give you water. Now you say no. Why not? Why not? Oh, require milk. Why? Okay, I give you milk. Oh, okay. I give you milk. And then I said, okay, this is milk, give me yogurt. Oh, you see, you can't have milk, you can't have yogurt just like that. I said, why not? You just say that. You can make yogurt. So what do you need? Made one. Okay. So I'll give you made one. Right? Now? Huh? What else? You keep on asking me more and more. That means your ability that you claim that you have making yogurt is depending on few things. So it is not your ability, correct? It is the things which are there which are making yogurt. Huh? Good ingredients makes yogurt. Then how can you say that you have made it? How can... Huh? Okay, all right, I accept that. Okay, Karo. But, and then in the morning when you look at the yogurt, then you so claim that you are so expert in making, and there is no yogurt, it's all wishy-washy. Then what? Blame on the made one. You see? So in other words, it's not your ability, it was the ingredients which made yogurt. Correct? So your karta bhav, or that you have thought that you can do things, it's no longer there. You can't claim that. You can say that, okay, I become the catalyst. Catalyst, you understand catalyst? Huh? Guys, you know catalyst? What is a catalyst? What is a catalyst? Huh? Who can? Huh? Not exactly. Not exactly. Anybody else? Huh? What is it? Helping the process. Okay. Do you know how? What is the composition of water? H2O, right? So 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen, correct? Correct? That's water, correct? I take 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, I put them together and I don't get water. I don't get water. So what is missing? They say there is a catalyst required. You need platinum, correct? Huh? All students of science, you need platinum. Now, when the water is ready, not one molecule of platinum is in water, correct? And not one drop of water in platinum, correct? So platinum cannot claim that I made water. Can he? Can it? No. It was just there to facilitate, correct? So the nimit is that. So platinum doesn't have the doer. You understand doer? Means the one who does. He doesn't do. He's just there. So in everything which happens in this universe, you are just there. You don't make it happen. You are just there, so things happen. So there is a difference between do and happening. Doing and happening. You got it? We...
Sorry, Girishbhai, if I may. On the same context, as parents, especially as moms, we sort of think we own the future of the kids and we try to do our best. So, can you correlate this kartava with that parenting?
Correct. Parenting is kartava. What you... somebody... Say, for example, you have... I don't know, but somebody has his son and he is 18 years old. Right? So mom is going to say that मैंने 18 વર્ષનો કર્યો. Right? કહે ને આપણે मैंने 18 વર્ષનો કર્યો. My question is, how long did it take for you to do that? Huh? What is it?
8 years and 9 months. 9 months.
Yeah. Because that was not evident, so I didn't mention that. But of course you are knowledgeable, so you know. Correct? So that son became 18 whether you were there or not. Haven't you seen those children who have lost their parents and still they, correct? So that shows that we didn't do anything. We just were there and we facilitate whatever is needed. We gave. But we cannot claim that I did that. That's kartava.
So I have a follow-up question.
Huh?
I have a question related to it. So when you see some people as an opportunist, they're like, oh, I am કર્યું તો મારે મારા છોકરાને તો આ કરાવવું જ જોઈએ, or આણે કર્યું મારી છોકરીને આ કરાવવું જ જોઈએ. Do you see that opportunist person as the circumstances coming to them and delivering it to them? So that's how the kids become good? Or how do you, because sometimes you leave the kids alone.
Kids will become good if they have some past good deeds which is going to fruition in this life, and that makes them what they are today. And we are just a catalyst. Parents are catalyst. So if you accept that, then you don't feel bad. Look, I tell you, there are two two kids to a parent, both boys. One excels in his studies. The other one is very poor in studies. At the final exam, the one who is very clever comes with a gold medal. And then he comes to his mom or parents and says, Mom, because of your blessing, I earned this gold medal. Correct? Now you tell me that mom's blessing will be not working for the other one? On the contrary, if a child is not so clever, mom is going to give more attention to that child. Correct? So what happened? These two kids, same parents, and same thing happening, going on. Why that is so different? Because the child who bring the gold medal or won the gold medal has a good deed in the past which came to fruition in this life, and then he got gold medal. The other child was born, but he had a past deed which was not so great. So he is not that clever today.
Do you want mine? We cannot hear people in the lobby.
So suppose someone works really hard for the exam and suppose he or she puts in all this effort and all this time and still gets a bad score. Is that because of his earlier life, even though he put lots of determination and hard work into his exam?
Last question, last sentence.
We say that determination and hard work is what makes our results, right? So let's say a boy puts in lots of effort into his exam and still comes out with a very bad score.
Yeah.
Is that because of his earlier life?
Correct. But I tell you one thing. Whatever he is attaining in this life, or definitely depends on what he did in the past. But at the same time, whatever good he did in the past life, in order for that to come to fruition, he needs to put in his efforts, because that effort becomes the catalyst. And without catalyst, you can't achieve anything.
You can just sit and say, hey, if I've done something good in past, then let it come and I will keep always on my plan.
Correct? When you go for your exam or test, your parents will tell you, recite Naukar mantra. Correct? Right? Why? Do you think the Naukar mantra is going to give you good results? You know what happens? Naukar mantra is going to bring that good deeds from the past to the present. Catalyst. You got it? So always recite the Naukar mantra.
Please repeat so everybody can hear. Guys, pay attention. This is important.
Everybody recite Naukar mantra before they go to give their exam. Correct? Haath uncha karo. Raise your hand who does that. This kid also does the same. Right? One minute. What's that? What's that?
Can you not change what your life path already is?
Can you not change?
Some of the karma that you have from the past life, you cannot change. But some of them you can.
So like you can change, like let's say one kid is like not getting good grades, like can he change and get better grades? Or like
Right. Yes. 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 So recite the Navkar mantra before you go to take your exam. Okay? Say that I want to change my past deeds, which I was so bad, but I am very good now.
So, let's say that a mom, she gives her son lots of love and she teaches him all the good things. But when he grows up, he still
Hey, Michael.
So let's say that a mom teaches her son all the good things and she gives him lots of love as he grows up. But when he's old, he still is not a good kid. He's a very bad kid. Is that the mom's fault?
No. 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 Mom is never at fault. Dad.
Just like moms don't get the credit for the success, they should not get the blame for the failures either.
Right.
They are just a catalyst in your example.
Yes. It's nobody's fault actually. I mean, it's just the way it is. But mom will always say that it was dad's fault.
True.
True.
But it is, as a parent, still our responsibility and
Yes.
duty to be a catalyst.
Correct.
For example,
Correct.
this morning I had a fight with my daughter, and I had to yell at her even though I'm doing first, and she was very upset with me. But I had to do that to correct her and to wear appropriate clothing or do anything that.
Correct.
But as a parent, we have to do that.
Correct. As a parent, you have a responsibility. You have to perform that responsibility the best way you can. But at the same time, this is a big warning. Never be angry. Never get upset. Be calm. Calm, when you are calm, your energy is flowing with a very high level. And when you are angry, your energy goes down. Not only that, listen carefully. There is a good karma which will make your words acceptable to others. So always give credit to others in order to acquire this particular karma. You want somebody to listen to you. You want somebody to accept what you are saying. You want somebody to adhere to whatever your tenets that you have decided for your kids. Okay, then do this. Be calm. Be firm. Never get angry. And never lose compassion and love. It should show in your eyes. And if you have it in your heart, it will be always shown. It will show in your eyes. And you will see the difference. You will see the miracle that it can. You will see that, the miracle. When you become angry, your energy depletes. And when your energy depletes, whatever you are saying doesn't hold or doesn't have that force to convince others. Yeah, it's just a noise. And nobody's going to listen to it. But then if you have love in your eyes, love in your heart, and compassion. Because sometimes what happens, kids are all individuals. They all have their own karma. So they are going to listen to you when they see that, okay, yeah, you are also concerned, not just your own ego. See, what parents sometimes make a mistake is they show that they have so much ego. How come he doesn't listen to me? How come she doesn't follow what I'm telling her? She's telling you, right? She's teaching you. She's teaching you. She's teaching you, honey. No. Kids have limited knowledge about the day-to-day living. They may be clever in their studies, but that doesn't give them the day-to-day knowledge, which is called vyavahar. So they have to listen to their parents, because they have seen more Christmas than you have. They are more experienced. Correct? Yeah. So you listen to your mom?
Yes, sometimes.
And when you don't listen to your mom, what is the reason for that?
Different opinion.
Huh?
Different opinion.
Different opinion. All right. Okay. You can have different opinion. You can express your opinion in a very calm, collected, and with full of sympathy. Huh? So poor mom, she is unable to understand my opinion, how I feel. You feel that way? You should feel that way. And then you see, when mom is calm, then you say, Mom, this is what I feel, this is what I told you, and if it doesn't become acceptable to you, just tell me. What can I say or what can I do that will become acceptable to you? You love harmony in your life? Then you have to give and take. Huh? Take the advice and give, and what do you want to give? Love. There you go. See? You give love and take the advice. Okay, tell me something. I'm asking everybody, all the kids. Do you ever think that your mom and dad will have anything which will harm you when they say something or when they ask you to do or don't do whatever? Will they have? Why would they do that? I mean, why would they give you advice? To help you become a better person. Correct, everybody? Everybody?
Kids. It's about parents. Come on.
Do you agree that mom and dad is giving you the best of their experiences in their life? But you think that because the times have changed, contexts have changed, times have changed, so mom and dad are old-fashioned, they don't understand. Is that what you feel? You raise your hand if anybody feels that way. Okay, I'll tell you something. Listen. Okay, you are not exceptional. Your mom and dad also had the same thing with their parents. Huh? Barbara, how are you?
Shaurya has another question.
કરતા ભાવ ખ્યાલ આવી ગયો? કરતા ભાવ ખ્યાલ આવી ગયો? હું કાંઈ કરતો નથી. I cannot do anything. I can only do for my own soul. Yeah. You cannot do anything in the outside of soul.
For example, after Jain Dharma, if I want to do some tap, only I know knowledge of tap because of Bhagwan Vani, because of my sanskar, because of Guru like you. But then I have to make a decision. Who tap karvano chu? So I'm asking the question that I understood the Denu Banavano Kavarpadi. That I on my own cannot do that. Even the knowledge of doing that didn't come from me, it came from everywhere else. Even in our Jain Dharam, any knowledge of Jain Dharam I have is from my past karma, it's from Bhagwan Vani, it's from the Gurus. So when it comes to, but there's also some Purusharth, Ama. So when it comes to, for example, to do tap, only I can actually do the tap is not because of me that I can do the tap, but because the opportunity is given from around me.
Correct.
Right? It's from sanskar, from the sang.
Correct.
But then the decision to do the tap, ema kartaba avyu chene?
No.
Ema purushar chene? The decision to do it.
There is no kartava. Because you are not doing tap. Actually, when you are doing tap, you are not doing tap. So when you say that I am doing tap, then that's kartava. But when you say that, when somebody says that satama cho, what is the answer you give? Right? Do you know the meaning of that? પરમાત્મા અને ગુરુની કૃપાથી તપ થયું. That's it. There is no kartava. તમે તપ કરો, whenever you are doing any penance or any sadhana, anything, you are not doing it. Every time you say that Dev Guru Pasai, Pasai means krupa, means blessing. Because of the blessing from the God and the Guru, this happened. Remember that. Write down. Because of the God and Guru, this happened. Not that I did it. This happened. Do you know the difference between doing and happening? So that's it. You remember this. Everything happens. You don't do it. Every single, even atom in the whole cosmos has its own parinaman, which means whatever changes occur in the cosmos, it occurs because of that particular atom or that particular dravya. What do you call it, dravya? Substance. Every single substance is independent and they are all changing form because of them, not because of you. You are merely a catalyst.
So my question to clarify what he was saying is like, I know કે તપ થાય છે આપમેળે, આપણે કરતા નથી, but એની માટે પુરુષાર્થ કરવો પડે તમારે.
પુરુષાર્થ પણ કરવો ના પડે.
But તમે decision લો, he's saying તમે
એ ડિસિઝન પણ તમારે લેવાનું નથી. It has to come from within.
Okay, so તમારો ભાવ હોય બધો હોય પણ તમારા કર્મ કે maybe બે ગુરુની તમારાથી
જો.
કૃપાનો હોય તો એ સમયે તમારાથી તપ નહીં થાય.
Right. Thai. So what you said is Thai. Correct? એટલે નહીં થાય means થાય કે ન થાય. Right? Nothing થઈ જાય છે.
અને પણ તમારા કર્મ તમારા કોઈ અનુકૂળતા ન હોય તો ન થાય.
અનુકૂળતા એટલે શું? Right? એ અનુકૂળતા કેવી રીતે પ્રાપ્ત થાય? પૂર્વે તમે સારા કર્મ કર્યા હોય એ જ્યારે અહીંયા ઉદયમાં આવે ત્યારે તમને અનુકૂળતા મળે. તો જો નથી કર્યા તો અનુકૂળતા ન મળે. That means it was you who did it. Maybe not today, in the past life. But if you did not do it, then it doesn't happen. Right? And today, when things happen, because you have done something in the past, the fruition of that is facilitating what is happening right now. So never have this thing in your mind that હું તપ કરું છું. માટે આપણે કહીએ દેવગુરુ પ્રસાદ. Because it is happening because of Dev and Guru's krupa, blessing.
There is another question here.
I value persuasion.
So, it is sometimes it becomes very hard for the kids and also as an adult to kind of tell them like, no, you have to work hard, you have to do this, you have to do this. And then we say, yeah, it's your karmas. Sometimes it's like, okay, am I working hard? Is it I'm working hard because of my past karma? Or I need to work hard for my past, for my future karma?
You need to work hard because that will become a catalyst. Without catalyst, nothing is going to happen. And catalyst doesn't do anything. This is the principle of Jainism. Catalysts don't do anything and nothing happens without catalyst.
It's nimit, right?
નિમિત્ત કાંઈ કરે નહીં, નિમિત્ત કાંઈ કરે નહીં અને નિમિત્ત વગર કંઈ થાય નહીં. આ યાદ રાખવાનું. Even with the kids. Look, whatever efforts that you are going to make, that is going to help you. But ultimate result is going to be according to your karma. But if you don't do this thing, you will lose that benefit. That's it.
So to summarize, can we say like I always need to work hard, but the results that I'm getting is not, I'm not the doer of that, but that doesn't mean that I shrug away from my responsibility of working.
Right.
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
And also,
A lot of the details of the questions that you're asking, a lot of them have been covered in the videos that are on YouTube on Girishbhai's class. They also telecast it live. He has a class every Sunday on Tattvar Sutra, and they have been taking the various karmas. So a lot of the details are given there. Sorry to interrupt, but there are a lot of questions here. So
Okay.
wanted to
Let's focus on the kids.
yeah. So Shaurya, you have a question?
Why do we celebrate PaRYuShaN?
Why do we celebrate PaRYuShaN?
Okay. Why do you celebrate your birthday? Huh? Why do you celebrate Diwali? Why do you celebrate Christmas? Why do you celebrate Diwali? Right? There are 8 days in a year, 8 days out of 365 days that you want to focus on your soul. Correct? So that for the rest of the 357 days, you remember. Otherwise, you forget about the soul. That's why.
Akshat had another question.
Where do karmas come from?
From you. You are the doer. You do the karma.
So,
Karma is a particle of material. Matter. Right? Matter is all over in the cosmos. Right? So when you think, when you speak, and when you do, so this is it. Man, Vachan, Kaya. You know, right? You. When it becomes active, then this karmic matter, particles, is attracted, and then it gets into your Atma. Whatever bhav you have at that time, however you have thought about those things, accordingly that particle of karma has 4 things in it. You know that? There are 4 things? No? No. Yeah. It has got time limit. It has got that means duration, how long it will be with you and how long it will be when it comes to fruition. Those are the time. Then how many, that also. And then what type, right? So all these things will be according to what you are thinking at that time. So that's why they say, always think good if you want good karma. Because it is on the particles that matter, particle which is karma. Karma and varagana. So karmic particles. And which you attract it towards you, the way how you think. So you have to always think good in order to attract good particles. When it comes to fruition, you will get good circumstances. Okay?
How did Jainism begin?
How
did Jainism?
We just recently talked about that. There is no beginning.
How did Jainism begin?
Yeah. There is no beginning and there is no end.
What is the use of pratikama? Like, why do we do it?
Because you're not always good. That's why.
You understood? You heard what his answer was? Or people laughed and he was not able to hear your answer.
When we are not good, then we have to do something to not get bad karma. So that's why we do pratikama. To be pure.
So who is the first Tirthankar?
First second, Adinat Bhagavan.
But you said time has no beginning
Right.
and no end.
Correct. So this is like timeless. There is no beginning and there is no end. So there are infinite number of Tirthankars in this whole cycle, universe.
Why do we fast during PaRYuShaN?
Why do we fast during PaRYuShaN?
You can fast any time. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to wait for PaRYuShaN. You can fast any. Whenever it is convenient, fast. It's good for your body, good for your health, and good for your soul.
Could you explain briefly on how fasting enhances you connecting with your soul?
Okay, first of all, when you are not fasting, your mind is always with food. And if it is with the food, then you can't be with the soul. Atma, you can't be with your Atma. So in order to be more and more with your soul and concentrate on your soul, dhyan, meditation, for that you fast. Fasting gives you the opportunity and also the time to reflect on your soul, reflect on your life. And that way you go into meditation deeper and deeper and until you realize your soul. That's why.
So I know, of course, pratikama is important, but we always Pratikaman because a lot of adults as well as kids don't understand Gujarati, even though they have learned the sutras, but they don't understand the meaning of it because they haven't reached that level. Is it right or wrong doing English Pratikaman versus the traditional Pratikaman?
Okay. The question is it right to do English Pratikaman in English, or you can only do in Gujarati? Let me tell you something. Pratikramana Sutra, whatever the ritual, we consider that as a ritual. Pratikraman, we consider as a ritual. Ritual, the meaning of ritual is the thing that you do every single day or more often. That's called ritual. Why? Why rituals are prescribed in the Shastra? Why?
They can become ingrained in your life.
Right. Because the more you do that, it becomes second nature to you. And then the effect of that sutra, the effect of reciting the sutra is profound on your soul. So when you do it in English, the gist or the spirit of Pratikraman is basically lost in the translation. That's why we try to do it in the same language that it is prescribed. Another thing is that always consider this is also lost. Even if people who are doing it Pratikraman in the traditional way, the meaning is lost, and we are only stick to the ritual. We are only go for the ritual, and we don't know the meaning. So what we did in LA, in our LSM, we have started a class on Sunday to do the meaning of sutra. So people who have been doing Samayik, Pratikraman, Puja, etc. for years and years, when they learn about the meaning, they come and tell me that we never thought, we never knew that this much is in this Pratikraman Sutra or Samayik Sutra. Then the meaning became so important for them that when they are doing Samayik or Pratikraman, the whole feeling or bhav changing. So English માં તમે કરો એનો વાંધો નથી, but teach them the sutra. Teach them sutra.
એટલે એ લોકો સૂત્ર બોલે ને ઇંગ્લિશમાં રિસાઇટ કરે, પણ sometimes the kids, even if they're sitting in the traditional Pratikaman, they're yawning or
Yeah, because they are yawning, that means they are not interested. The reason even મોટાઓને નથી ખબર પડતી. The reason being that they don't know the meaning of it.
So Girishbhai has been trying for a while to get the sutra meaning started here, but unfortunately we did not get much interest from the parents. So it should start from the adults, and then they
I would definitely, very strongly recommend you that start the sutra and meaning sutra. એક સૂત્ર તમને હું કહું, એક જ સૂત્ર મેં હમણાં કીધું સ્વાધ્યાયની અંદર, તમે કદાચ સાંભળ્યું હશે. Just one sutra. We say that so many times. Ichchami kama samano vandiyu jamani jaya nissihi aye mathin vandaya. How short it is. There's a profound meaning in that sutra. Profound. When you know the meaning, you will see that our Ganadhar Bhagavant, who gave us this. Such a blessing that we have received. Such a meaning in that. See what you're doing? Ichchami kamasamro bandiyo javani jai. Probably kids probably have a difficult time understanding. Even motane bhi mushkil pade. First of all, you go and say that I wish. This is my wish. Ichchami means this is my wish. Kamasamro means kshamasravan. Who against who? Towards whom? The one who is doing purusharth of kshama. Kshama guna. Kshama guna એટલે forgiveness. This PaRYuShaN is forgiveness, forgiveness. Those who have attained the ultimate forgiveness, that is Tirthankar Paramatma, Bhagavan. And those who are in the process of attaining the full forgiveness, eva Guru. Right? Ye banane tempura namaskar karo. Kshama Shravan. How many people knew the meaning of Kama Sama? Sonal Ben. Did you? Anish. Did you? All these people, how many times you have recited that? Several times. But you don't know the second word meaning. What it means. Now when you know the meaning, your feeling towards them will be so much enhanced, and you feel really blessed that you have got this Guru and this Bhagavan. You understand what I'm saying? Vandiyo. I bow down. And then the fourth word, Javani Jai. With all my energy, whatever I have, I give to this. Nisihiyai. And everything else I don't wish to acquire, to attain. This is the only thing I want. Nisihaya means, you do 3 Nisihaya, that means you are
Disconnected from others.
You're disconnecting. Mathen Vandami. Mathen Vandami means, આનાથી હું વંદન કરું છું. I am doing this. I am bowing with this. What is this? What is the symbol? What is this symbol? Huh? Not third eye. This symbol, the head. When you bow down, you only bow down to somebody who is greater than you, is bigger than you, who is more pious than you. Right? So that means you are tamaru man, ahankar, ego. You are letting go. Just small sutra with profound meaning. So you are no ego when you bow down to Guru and Bhagavan. Vandami. So there are twice. You will see the one word twice. First you wish, and then the last you say, yes, I do it with no ego. You understand? So this is the meaning of sutra. Now if you have all the sutra, meaning of all the sutra, you will have a profound understanding of what we have and what we can attain, what we can achieve. See? So don't worry about English or Gujarati or whatever, but give them the meaning and ask them to recite it. And make sure that they recite in a correct pronunciation. That is very important. Pronunciation is extremely important. And that's what we did. We did all the Pratikrama Sutras with meaning. So when they found out, people who have been doing Pratikrama for 30, 40 years, they said, we never knew. Okay, this is how profound meaning this one has. I mean, we are blessed that we have gurus like this, Gadadhar Bhagavanto. So we should have that kind of a ahobhav, should have that kind of a feeling towards them.
We started with this question on the importance of sutra, and we are ending on a nice way on how the sutras are important. It's almost past 1, so we'll take...
Past 1? Oh my God.
But looking at the level of interest, we are really happy with the interest that everybody is showing, and this was a great class or great session. So what we'll do is we'll continue after lunch. So please stay here, and we'll continue at about 2:15.
So just a quick announcement before we end this first session. I'm very happy to see all the curiosity, and truly he is Guru Ma. We refer to Guru as mother. He is not only satiating our curiosity here, but he also made laddus for the whole Sangh. He actually did. And this is a tradition. I have a picture to show you. I have a picture to show you later on. Yes. So Sushila auntie, who unfortunately we don't have with us anymore, had a recipe of laddus, which she has shared with everyone. Every time they would come for Svaadhyaay, she would make laddus for everyone. The Jamnagari Dhosana laddu. And uncle put the effort and love into these laddus, so he's going to share it with you when you all sit down for lunch. So please make sure you receive your laddu, and then you can continue with the Svaadhyaay later on, after.
Sarva Mangal Mangalyam Sarva Kalyan Karanam Pradharam Sarva Dharmanam Jainam Jayati Sasanam Sadhguru Devaki Mahavir Swami Bhagavan Jai Jinendra Jai